What's going on, everybody? All right, so I know it's been a while, but today I have a few parts that I'm going to install on the STI. So for starters, I have a new bypass valve by Boomba, I think is the name of it. And then I have some miscellaneous parts such as valve stem caps to put on. But I am going to show you how to install the new bypass valve and the differences between this one and the new one. Just a sound difference, that's all it is. But here we go. Here is the sound of the stock one, and that would be this thing. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to capture that on camera, but you really can't hear the turbo very much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I need to do an air intake and maybe a high flow cat downpipe, but you should be hearing a little bit of a blow off slash just noise, but I'm not hearing anything and I want to change that. So what I have today is this. This is supposed to be just a factory replacement, and all it does is just allow a little more air to go back into the turbo and release depending on how you route it. All it does is make different sounds than what the factory one does, and that's it. But as you can see, it's a really nice quality billet aluminum, all coated so nothing will rust. Well, not rust, but break down. So, all right. So first things first, I am going to toss the valve stem caps on while the car's cooling down. I don't know how well you can see, but I ended up getting some titanium valve stem caps. Let me open them up and take them out for you. So these are what they look like. Why don't we take them out in the sun? Okay, if we look at them in the sun, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see the different color of them. Kind of hard to tell, but they're actually a titanium color that changes with the light. And of course, just like all the other used cars, they never come with freaking valve stem caps. So I could just put them right on. Make sure they're tight, don't want them falling off. Okay, while she warms up, I just wanted to go ahead and show you the valve stem caps while they're on the car. It's not that big of a deal. You can't really tell unless you're looking right at them, but here they are. Okay, while the car is cooling down, I have some things I wanted to talk about. For starters, this car only has 63,000 miles. I got it at 62,000 miles, just a little over 62,000 miles. And I've had the worst luck with this car so far. For starters, I just, let's see, 2 days ago, replaced the power steering rack because it was worn out and leaky. You would think on a 2017, not a very old car, with under 70,000 miles, you shouldn't have any problems in the power steering rack. I don't know if this is a common thing, so if you have had problems like this, please let me know down in the comments, just so I know I'm not the only one. Second, whoever owned this car before, worked on this car before, never put anti-seize on the brake caliper bolts that hold it on to the actual rotor. On that, it is a steel bolt going into an aluminum caliper. You have to have anti-seize on there or they will seize up. Like the rear caliper of this car on the passenger side, the bolt just broke off into the calipers. Now, there's not really a way of getting it out that I know of without damaging the caliper. So if you know of a good way, let me know. I'm more than happy to try it and show you guys how that goes. But as of right now, I'm looking at getting new calipers for the passenger side, front and rear. Front is leaking, and as far as I can tell, the rebuild kit does not fix where it's leaking. It's leaking out of the piston. Like I said, I'm not a brake expert, so if you know of a rebuild kit for that fixes the piston leaking, let me know and I'll do that and show you guys that too. But so far, those are the problems that I've been having. I do have one thing, it did stop. Whenever I floor the car, the e-brake indicator comes up on the dash. The e-brake's not actually up, it's all the way down, it's disengaged, but it still pops up on the dash. So if anybody has these problems, just let me know. I'd like to know what your solutions are, or if you're having these problems, maybe I could help you out figuring out a solution myself. Whenever I do figure out a solution for the brakes, I'll show you how to take those off, replace those. I do need new pads and rotors, so that video will be coming up soon. I just wanted to give you a heads up. So yeah, and in the future, I am planning on rebuilding my boat that I have sitting out here. As far as house videos, I'll do an update. I'm almost done with it. I know you doesn't get too many views, so I just like to document that. So there will be an update video coming on that very soon. I'm looking at getting new wheels for this car. You know, I'm just kind of trying to put my head down, save up a little bit of money, and buy a bunch of parts all at once. That way I don't have to go back and forth of paycheck to paycheck. Just so you guys can get a reference, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but right there, that bolt is the caliper bracket bolt. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. That is the one that broke off because they didn't have any anti-seize on it. Basically what it did was just fuse right into the bracket. There is enough to hold it in place, but that's just a temporary solution. I haven't really been driving the car since then, and I will not be driving the car that much. It should be good enough being held on by one bolt, but this is just a temporary fix as of right now. As of now, the car should be cooled down, so why don't we go ahead and toss you guys on the GoPro so you can see what I'm doing, and go ahead and start taking this bad boy apart. As you can see, should just be a clamp, 2 bolts, and this little PCV fitting. So, alrighty. Alright, semi-cold start. Okay, should be rolling. You might ask yourself, do I know how to do this? No, I have no freaking idea. So we're gonna be going about this together. For starters, we need to figure out what size bolts these are. If I can get it out, I'm going to say 10 or 12. I'll start with a 12. Oh, look at that. It's 12. Probably not, but closest size I got. Okay, so I don't know if this is exactly how you're supposed to do it first, but I'm gonna go ahead and take these bolts off to start. So just break them loose, and then we could probably take them off by hand. Now, obviously the engine is still a little warm, but that's okay. It's manageable. Now, I'm gonna put these in here so I don't lose them. Okay, for starters, I'm gonna try and take this off. So, might need a pair of needle noses. So, let's try it with the pliers first. I don't want to ruin this hose because I'm gonna be reusing it. But at the same time, I am going to need it off. Okay, well, maybe it'd be easier to get this guy off first. Let's open you up one. Okay. This might be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Okay. Okay, well, let's try and get you down further out of my way. Okay. Let me grab I might just be able to get it cracked off. There we go. Okay, there's that one. Hopefully you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. Let's move this up here. Hopefully you guys don't mind seeing that. Okay, so I am gonna have to move this down more. I think that's what's holding it on there. Alright, let me... Okay. So now, take these needle noses. Yeah, there we go. Now that's down and out of the way. Now we can continue trying to break this loose and off. Thing's really on there. Keep wiggling it off. Yep, it'll come off eventually. Just gotta keep wiggling it off. There we go. Well, that was pretty simple. So here is the stock one. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it. Comparison. As you can see, they're almost the same thing. The internals are different. That's the key item there. That's what's gonna get you the sound difference. So, if you could tell, we have this clamp down here. This is what was holding it on. Right there. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. So that looks like a brand new gasket. I'm going to reuse you. Okay, first things first. Maybe get you on there more. Okay, now let's get you take a little bit of spit, lube this up. Ugh, it tastes gross. It tastes like plastic and rubber. That's nasty. That's what she said. Okay. So now there's not really any good way of doing this, but well, you're gonna struggle with me, so. Okay. There we go. We're on it. Just need to keep wiggling you down. Okay, so hack. Okay. Almost there. Yep. You're just gonna have to keep. This is a little bit of a pain in the butt without taking everything all apart, but I'm not doing that. So we're just gonna keep working it on there. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Okay. So first things first, let's get this clamp back all the way up here. Which is gonna turn out to be a pain in the butt. Okay. So again. Well, that's not fun. So getting complicated with this car. So go to channel 3. There we go. I might be able to get a better grip on it. Oh, you almost got it. Okay, I can get her on there. I can use the needle nose and stuff. Alright, you sit right there. You come here. Okay. What a pain in the butt. These are a pain in the butt, these things. Now if I can get these pliers and the needle noses in the right spot. There we go. Okay, now we got that back up there. So now, get it pretty much by hand to where I want it, hopefully. Take a little bit of persuasion. Okay. Now if I can get this piece back done. But you gotta be a pain in the butt for that. Okay. Let's grab you these. Maybe you with these. Son of a bean. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, that's nice and tight. I get the bolts put back in. That's one started. The other one started. Okay. Hand tight. Hand tight. Okay. Now all we should have to do, put you onto there. Okay. And I want to say that should be it, but I am going to try and find a zip tie to go right onto here. But now that I can have a closer look at it, it's just these two bolts, this little clamp here, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but you want to make sure that this hose here is all the way up to this little ring right here. And that's it. So now that the car has warmed up, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it sounds like. Hopefully you'll be able to hear a difference on camera. If not, I'll figure something out, but here we go. Well, while I was watching that back, you can't really tell a big difference, but I also might have spotted a new problem. Let me know if I'm wrong, but did anybody happen to catch this completely stopping? I definitely don't think that's supposed to do that. If anybody knows for sure, just let me know down in the comments. I definitely don't think it's supposed to do that. That could either be one of two things. That pulley could be bad, or whatever component that is could be bad, or the belt's slipping. Neither of them are very good at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and try and get you some clips with the hood closed and see if that makes a difference. If not, it's not going in the video, so here we go. Well guys, that was kind of a dud. I took it out to test it out to see if I can notice a difference. I will say, in between shifts, you can kind of tell a little bit of louder psh, but other than that, it seems like I'm gonna need to at least do an intake before I am actually able to hear a noticeable difference. So I guess that'll be coming soon. Thank you.